Okay, guys, you don't want to miss this training. I'm going to go ahead and open up the charts, and if I see a setup while I'm doing the training, I will call it out. So you guys definitely want to have your brokers ready to smash the markets, guys. So I've been slicing and dicing all morning. All right, guys. All right.
So, quick question. Should I be opening up my Vita Forex or should I be doing race options? Curious.
If we're doing HFX, it's going to be binary options brokers, so race options.
Thank you.
All right, guys, here we go. All right, guys, here we go. We are getting into it. So, first and foremost, let's go ahead and log on to the strategies. Okay, so I'm gonna go and do Liberty. You guys familiar with Liberty? Simple Scalper. If you are, type 323. Awesome. Making sure my audio. Okay, you guys can hear me. Brett, can you hear me, Brett? See, type in the chat. You couldn't hear me.
You're loud and clear.
Awesome. Oh, guys, this is a setup right here for NZD CAD. What we're looking for are these pullbacks. All right, it did pull back, and it's given us a sell opportunity for NZD CAD. This is the 1 hour, so you're going to get into a 3 hour trade. And to get into a 3 hour trade, you're going to do your intraday setup. Let me see if I can. So if you guys are practicing on your pocket options, and if you're just starting off, you definitely want to take low risk trades. Make sure you're on your demo account. Now on pocket options, it does give you a 3 hour option. So you can click 3 hours. Or are we just looking at NDCAD? NZDCAD. I do not see NZDCAD. Is it not in here? Doesn't look like Pocket Options has NZDCAD. No, it does not have NZDCAD. Interesting. So if you're trading on VidiForex, it does, I believe, have NZDCAD. If not, please correct me if I'm wrong. NZDCAD. This is a 3 hour trade. So it's going to repeat itself, pull back, come down, pull back, come down for 3 hours. That's the setup for NZDCAD. Let's look at GBP USD. GBP USD is calling out a buy, but for me, I'm not really liking this. I like to see it fan out some more. So if you're looking at if you're looking at the web slinger, for me to get into a trade idea, I want to see, let's see if I can give you a good example why I would get into a trade. Good example. Where is it? Yeah, I don't like getting into trades when it's like not a clear cut through the middle of the Bollinger Band. Sorry, not the Bollinger Bands, the web slings. Let's look at a GPP NZD. Here we go. Okay, so this is a good example of why you would get in a trade. Okay, so it's a candle that opened up below the web slings. Okay, or I'll just call them, they're all EMAs, but let's just call them web strings. Okay, web strings, it crosses above the entire web strings, all the web strings. So this type of trade you would get into, especially if it closes above. Okay, so you want the body to be a big body candle going over all the web strings and then close above. You can get into this trade for, let's see, we're looking at the 1 hour chart, so it's 3 hours. You get into this trade for 3 hours. All right, so that's the type of setup that I'm looking for if I'm going to get into a trade setup. So right here, I would be looking for more of a pullback. Okay, so this hasn't pulled back far enough for me to get into a trade for a 3 hour buy. I'd rather see a pullback, a bit, at least like right here to this red line, to get into a buy setup. So that's what I look for when I'm looking at this specific strategy here. Something like this. See this? See how it pulled back and it actually broke through this red line? So when it breaks through the red line, it pulls back to the red line, and then you get this buy signal. This is the type of setup I'm looking for. Obviously, it's already on its way. It's too late to get. I wouldn't get in right now because your best bet was to get in on just in case it did pull back again. You definitely want to get in early when it does call it out. But this is the type of pullback I like to see. It comes down, and if you see this, skinny red line here, that's what I look for. I look for price to come back down to that skinny red line. Again, another prime example. GBP AUD pulled back, came down, skinny red line. It reversed. You got your buy. You could have gotten in here for a 3 hour trade. Yes, it's within the 3 hours, but this is not a great price point to get into. So I wouldn't recommend getting into this trade now. You would have to wait for the next pullback. If it does pull back, this is what you want to look for. You want it to pull back to the skinny red line or break through the skinny red line and then reverse. And if you get your signal, your buy signal, get into that for 3 hours. This is a type of trade where if you guys are in my groups, I say set it and forget it. So this is the type of trade that I would do, a set it and forget it trade. I look at it, and if I see that I'm right on time for this pullback, I'll take the trade, and then I'll move on to something else. And it's the same thing for a sell, guys. So if you do see a pullback, this type of pullback is what I'm looking for. Okay, so you can see this. If you were looking at your own chart, you'd see that this color is like an orange. It's real skinny, but it broke through it. Okay, and then it reversed. But this is the type of pullback I would look for to get in on a sell. A nice long pullback and then reverse. All right, cool. So any questions on that? If you have a question, please type it in the chat. No, you can use it for, you could bring it down. So you have the 30-minute, you have the 15-minute, and you have the 5-minute. So for all of you who are impatient and want to trade right away, you could bring it down to 5 minutes. So let's go ahead and scan the market, see if there's anything available. But obviously you see the alert panel. The alert panel is showing you a 1-hour alert. It's not showing you a 5-minute alert. Let me see. Let me go here. Yeah, see, even if I bring it down to 5, it doesn't pull up. So the lowest it does is a 15-minute. You have your 15-minute alerts, okay? This alert just came up, but this is a consolidation phase right here. It's going sideways. This is not the type of trade I want to get into. If I'm going to get into a trade, and that's another thing, guys. These trade setups right here, when it's getting closer and closer there, and you see that the web strings are coming together closer and closer, you don't want to take a trade setup here, okay? What you want is when it fans out like that. So if the further it fans out, the better for your trade opportunity. And so when it pulls back, it's a better trade opportunity to get into that pullback to continue on to its trend. All right. So if it pulls back and you see that, it's getting closer and closer, the web strings are getting, closer together, a compact. Okay. Stay away from this area. Just don't take the trade. Okay. Even though it does say sell, I wouldn't take that trade because this strategy is specifically for trends, and right here it is not trending. It is just going left to right. Okay, hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Bam, this is another one. This is a beautiful one actually, because this is above the clouds, okay, the Ichimoku clouds, and it opened below the web strings, went through, okay, and closed above. All right, this is where you could get into a trade as it's, coming up, or you can wait until it closes. All right, so that would have been, well, it depends on the timing of your trade. If you get into it as soon as it closes, then you would have gotten in, at this level. So this would have been 1, 2, 3. Then you would have cleared that. Okay, but if you gotten in, as it's moving up, and you see that it's, literally just staying above all the web strings and you got in, you would definitely cleared it, because it would have been somewhere around here. It'd be like 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 3. Actually, this is 15 minutes. Sorry. I'm thinking I'm looking at an hour. It's 15 minutes. Okay. So even though it's a little bit longer, than a 15-minute trade, but still, it's the set it and forget it type trade. Definitely enough time for you guys to, do something else. So let's go ahead and look at a 5-minute. See what type of setups that it has. Looks like I got to continue to. Five minutes. Chef JPY. 5 minutes. I mean, is it? Let's see. If I do 5 minutes. Okay, it did change. All right. So obviously, I just figured out that every time I switch it, it's going to go back to 15 minutes if you hit the alert panel, because these are the 15-minute alerts. So you would have to just keep going back and forth to switch it back to 5 minutes. So that's the web slinger. That's how you find trade setups. I do prefer the 1 hour though. If I'm looking at this strategy, I prefer the 1 hour for typically for the web slinger. All right, because I like to set it and forget it and be done with the trade and move on. Okay. I do like the fact that they have the original simple scalper. I had a lot of people contact me because they watched my YouTube video training on the simple scalper, and when they updated it, they didn't have the original simple scalper in here. So I'm very happy that they put it back in, because a lot of people actually liked this strategy. And a lot of the educators use this strategy as well. So if you're on like a session with like Millie Mills, she uses a simple scalper. All right, so it's showing the 1 hour. The reason why we have, you know, a bigger time frame, like Nez loves bigger time frames, because the higher the time frame, the stronger the confirmation. I don't know if you guys noticed or knew that, but the higher the time frame, the stronger the confirmation for the setup. I don't see anything that I would like to get into right now. Okay, for those of you that this is brand new, do you guys know how to use the simple scalper? Anyone brand new? This is the first time you're seeing the simple scalper? Type in 222 in the chat if this is the first time you're seeing the simple scalper, if you're brand new. Yes, whoever said intraday, yeah, if you're on VidiForex, you're going to click intraday, and then you can choose the hours. Okay, so if you get in a trade, you can just choose intraday and then get into a 3-hour trade. Okay, so we do have some brand new students, so I'm going to go ahead and explain this very quickly and simplify this. All right, so I'm going to mark this up really quick. I'm going to put an arrow here pointing at this purple line. I'm going to turn it purple so that it matches the purple line here. I'm going to explain what that is. All right, I'm going to put this one here, make it red because I'm at the red line on the top. All right, and then I'm going to put a red line, red arrow here on top of the dotted line. Now I'm going to put another arrow here. Okay. And then I'm going to put another arrow here. Now, I'm going to explain why I'm putting these arrows here. So first things first, when I'm looking at this strategy, the first thing that I look for is the purple line. Why do I look at the purple line? It's because it's telling me the overall trend. It's a 200 EMA line. It's counting 200 candles, and it's giving me the overall trend. So if I see this purple line above the red line here, and this red line and the blue line is one indicator. So if I turn off the indicator, which it doesn't allow me on this platform, but if I turn off this indicator, the red and blue line and this middle black line goes away. So that's one indicator. It's called the Bollinger Band. It reacts like a rubber band. So when price hits the rubber band, the blue's bottom, it reverses, it bounces off. All right. When price hits the top, it reverses. Sometimes you'll see it break through, but then typically it just reverses. Okay. So this happens 10% of the time as it travels through the Bollinger Band. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, I'm going to explain the red arrow here. What I'm looking for is a red candle to appear. What I like to see is the red. Actually, it did hit the top of the Bollinger Band. So if you guys can see that wick right here. All right. So that skinny line, that wick, it did touch the top of the Bollinger Band, and it's red. This is the reversal that I'm looking for. I'm looking to get into a reversal. So if you're looking at euro, JPY, this is a 3-hour sell opportunity right now. So if you got in, you should already be in profit. So what we're looking for is a reversal, and when the purple line is going through the Bollinger Band, you can see buy opportunities and sell opportunities because the market is going sideways, left to right. Now, if this purple line is above the Bollinger Band, that means the overall trend is going down. And I'll give you an example. Well, I'll give you an example right here. If it's above price, the overall trend is going up. If the purple line is below, and if the purple line is above, the overall trend is going down. But if you see the purple line going through the Bollinger Band, it's consolidation phase, going left to right. And you can typically find buy and sell opportunities within this phase, all right? So let's go back. Here we go. Let's zoom in. Okay, so I'm looking for a red candle to open up, which it did. I'm looking for a red volume bar, which it did. I'm looking for this indicator right here, this black line, to go down. And usually, if it crosses up, that's even better for me. Like, that's even a better confirmation if it crossed above like this bottom indicator. See how it crossed up and then down? But because it is in consolidation phase, typically you'll see this, within consolidation phase where it stays in between, all right, the red dotted line and the blue dotted line in consolidation phase. So there's really no trend happening here. If there was, you'd see this black line go all the way up and then come down, all right? And you'll see the same thing here. It'll go all the way up and then come down. But this is what you're looking for. It is a 3-hour trade. So if you did take this trade, you are definitely in profit right now because it's going your way. Okay, so that's how you use the simple scalper. Same thing with a buy opportunity. This is what you want to look for. I'm going to make that blue. Actually, this is a way better. This is what I'm talking about right here. This is way better opportunity to get into a buy. When you see the candles break through the Bollinger Band, that's a better setup for you for a reversal. All right. So this right here, you could take it. You did get your cross up, but it's like a weaker setup. This is a strong setup right here. I like to see the candles break through the Bollinger Band and then reverse for a good setup, for a 3-hour setup. So you would have been here, 1, 2, 3, closed on the bottom above your entry price. So you would have definitely won that. So another thing you would make sure is a blue volume bar. Then you have your cross up. Okay, so it already started to cross up. And the bottom one, cross up. So this is an hour chart. So the higher the time frame, the stronger the confirmations. Okay, so that is what I love about the higher time frames, guys. There's no rush. I know a lot of people want to make money fast. And what's the name of the indicators bottom besides volume? Okay, so if you're brand new, I highly suggest you get on the Go Live sessions, you finish the Academy, because these are like the first few videos in the Academy. They teach you the names of the indicators. I'll tell you the names of the indicators, but this is something you should already know. If you're brand new, you got to dive into that Academy. Got to dive into it. So the top is the stochastic. The bottom is the RSI, the relative strength index. All right. And then you have your dots right here, the parabolic SARs. Okay. And that's about it for the indicators here. Okay, so this is a great setup right here. So it breaks through the Bollinger Band, reverses, you get your blue volume bar, you get your cross up, you got it cross up. So this is a beautiful, beautiful setup right here. So if I just simplify that to you, if that makes sense to you, give me some 777s in the chat. If I made it simple, if I simplified it for you, give me some 777s in the chat. Awesome, awesome. So yeah, guys, take advantage of this simple scalper. It works. I've been using this for over 2 years now, and it's one of my favorite strategies. All right, so let me go ahead and touch up on cash trap, how I use it. There's people that use it exactly how Matthew Thayer uses it. I use it a little bit different, okay, to find my entry points. Okay, so for all my brand new students, if you do not know how to use Cash Trap, please put 333 in the chat. Brand, answer your question, yes. It works very well. I use it for the 5 minute. I use it on the 1 minute chart. Okay, so we do have some brand new students. That's cool. All right. That hasn't seen the cash trap. All right, I'll simplify this too, very quickly. This is what you're looking for. Now you see every 5 minutes it calls out a trade opportunity every 5 minutes. Okay, so it's pretty cool, you know. But the thing is that you got to know what market phase you're in. Okay, so I typically, if I'm going to use the cash trap strategy for myself, I'm not going to use it during the New York session. All right, I find that the cash trap strategy really has it's powerful like in a late night session. So, and that's one of the reasons why I believe Matthew Thayer trades at night, because it works better on a slower market. So I never really see him trade New York session, in the morning or anything like that. But I've been following him for a little over 2 years now, and I started following him on YouTube before he ever became a Go Live educator. He was like a chairman 10 at the time when I started following him, and he was always trading at night. So it was always at night around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock my time, which is Central Standard Time. So I truly believe that this strategy is best used in the evenings. So if you guys have been having success with it during the day, please put it in a chat. If you have been using it during the day and you have been smashing the market, for me, I don't really use it during the day, but I will use it in the evenings. In a slower market, it does very well on a slower market. Oh, Fridays, yeah, Fridays kind of weird for me, man. Like it's Fridays like I don't like trading Fridays. I could smash the New York session like I did today, but Fridays acts a little weird, so I try to stay away from Fridays. So Monday through Thursday, those are my typical trading days. Monday through Thursday. Sunday night, I'll look at the charts. If I do see something, I'll trade. But most of the time, Sunday night it's not my favorite time of the day and night to trade forex. So to explain this very quickly, using the cash trap, this is what we want to see. We want again. Remember the purple line, guys, on Simple Scalper? Well, the purple line is now red. So the red, if you see it going through the Bollinger Band. Now we're looking at a 5 minute instead of a 1 minute. So you're going to typically see this red line through the Bollinger Band a lot more often than you would in an hour chart, because the market moves, up and down frequently at a lower time frame. So you'll see that more often. So you can find buy and sell opportunities for this. Okay, so with that being said, let me see, because I do not like when these Bollinger Bands bottle up like this. Let's see if we can find something else. Okay, so this was a good opportunity right here. Again, if there's always pullbacks, even on a trend, if it's trending up, you'll always see some type of pullback, pull back and then continue on to where the direction that it's going, whether it's up or down. You'll always see pullbacks like this. But if it's going in a certain direction, which it is, it's going up, this red line, the 200 EMA is below and it's going up. So I'm only if it's trending, what I'm looking for are buy opportunities, because you want to go with the trend. The trend is your friend. So right here, I would not take this trade opportunity. Yes, you could probably win the trade. I'm not going to say it's not, you can't win it. You probably would, because we're looking at a 5 minute candle and we're taking a 3 minute trade. All right. So this specific strategy, the rules are take 3 minutes. That's a 3 minute trade. And looking at a 5 minute candle, he does not look at higher time frames. This strategy was meant for 5 minutes, a 5 minute chart, taking a 3 minute trade. Now, what I do like about this though, well, before I get into that, before I get into why I like this 2.0, the updated version, let me just explain the setup. This is what I look for. So if it's trending up, you want to wait for market to pull back, just like this. It pulled back and gave you a buy opportunity. So you want the market to come down, pull back, then continue on to the trend. And so what we're going to look for are cross ups, dotted green line, cross up, very similar to simple scalper. Okay, now you see this B and the S stands for buy and sell. Now you don't have to have a buy signal. This is just an extra indicator. Okay, so it's just giving you like an extra check mark. Like, hey, you got a buy signal. All right, let me just get in on that trade, because I got a buy arrow, then I got a buy signal, and then I got a cross up. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in the money now. All right, so that's one of the things you want to look for. Now, if you get the B, that's an extra. It's just an extra signal, which is good. The more, the better. Okay, so I want this to pull back down, reach the bottom of the Bollinger Band, either touch it or break through it. And then I want to see a blue arrow. I want it to say call. All right. So if I see that arrow come down, and then I see these lines on the bottom, and these are the same, the stochastic and RSI, just like the simple scalper, you want it to cross up. You don't want it to point down like this. You want it to cross up, especially if there's a call opportunity. So if you see a call, then we have 50 seconds left. You see the countdown right here. 50 seconds left to the next a 5 minute candle. And let's just see what it calls out. I feel like this could pull back a little bit more, but we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next candle. I typically like to see it, pull back like this. I'll give you another example. See how it pulls back, breaks through the Bollinger Band again, pulls back. It touches the candle. It actually did break through here. So these are the examples of the setups that I personally will look for using this strategy, the cash trap strategy. And those are solid setups too. Like I'm talking about really good setups. So if you're patient, you could see some solid setup for you, and you'd be clearing it all day long. So this 5-minute candle did give us a call. All right. You can see that it respected this zone right here, the green dotted line. It respected the green dotted line. So what that's telling me is that there is a strong support area. There's a strong support area if it's respecting this zone. Okay, so you see how the RSI came down. It didn't break it, it bounced and then came back down. It went up, down, and then it bounced off of it again. So this is actually a nice support zone. But I will tell you this. If it comes down again, let's just say the next candle's red. Now, think of this as like a wall, okay? Because floors, you're not going to be punching holes in floors. So think of this as a wall. If you hit the wall too many times, well, what's going to happen? You're going to make a hole through the wall. You're going to be weakening the wall. So if the next candle turns red, quite frankly, I truly believe that it could break through. It'll either, touch it again, come pull back a little more, or break through. So I see this happening all the time, okay? All the time when it comes back to retest the same price zone. So typically, this is the setup you want to look for. I want to look for candles to pull back, bam. Candles to pull back, bam. Bam. All right. Bam. Look. Red line above. Okay, so the overall trend is up. You're looking for buy opportunities. Hey, look what we got. We got a B. You got your cross up. You got your cross up. Okay. So that is a great setup right here. So those are the things you want to look for when looking for a opportunity, especially when it calls it out. All right, so if it gives you, an arrow, a green arrow pointing up, you want to make sure that these lines are pointing up as well. It's on the bottom, but it's pointing up. It's pointing up. It's even better if it's crossing up. So you see this dotted line? These dotted lines, if it crosses up, it's even better. Like I would rather take a trade if I see the cross up, either the cross up or the cross down. All right. And I liked, okay, so do you enter at the buy signal or wait for the confirmation? Okay, Brent, good question. Okay, so when you enter in on a trade, this is where you want to enter in. This is the best price point that you want to enter in. At the tail end of the arrow, you want to see price. See how these wicks happen right here? So price did come down at the tail end. So if you look at the tail end and you look across, and it says 144.325, you're only paying attention to the last three. 325. That's what you're looking for on your broker on the price. 325. So if you go to your broker and you see if you're using pocket options, see the last 3.924. All right. So you're paying attention to the last three to hit buy. Okay. You want to make sure that you are ready for your 3-minute trade. You're going to hit 3 minutes. You're going to put in the amount that you want. And then when you're ready, when it hits that price or close to, it doesn't have to be exact. Okay, so I know a lot of people are like, but it didn't hit, so I missed the trade. No, it doesn't have to be exact. All right, so if you can get it as close as possible to like 0.333, the end of the arrow, that's the best price point. If you get it close to it, that's still good. But you definitely want to, wait be patient on the broker, because sometimes you'll see that spike down. If it does spike down, you get in. Let's see if I can, let's change this up. To line, I wonder, here we go. This is what I mean by a spike. So you see how I switched it? This is what it's going to look like in VD4X. You're just going to see a line chart. And if you see these spikes where it just drops real fast to your price point that you're looking for, then you go in for the buy. You're like, oh, snap, it came down to my... And sometimes it'll be fast, too. So you got to be ready to hit it. And that's why I use multiple screens. So I have my broker open up on one screen, I have my trading view on another, and then I have this chart on another screen. So I have actually have 4 screens in my office, and I use them all. So the more the better, guys. So if you have more than one screen, the better. All right, so that's how you use, sorry, let's go back. That's how you use Cash Trap. That's one thing I did want to mention too. You can change the time frame, okay? So if you go to 1 minute, you're still going to get the arrow, which makes it even better, because I like when I'm trading, I like to see the 1 minute, okay, to get into my trade. So that's why I can take a sniper, entry. You just got to be patient. You got to wait for that right moment to, take action and initiate, that trade. But right here, okay, so you see that the red line is on the bottom. This right here, I'm not looking to get in on a sell opportunity. So if I see the red line at the bottom, I'm looking for a buy opportunity. So what do you think I'm going to be looking for? Well, price come down, all right, breaks through. No, it's still going to be a 3-minute trade. 3-minute trade. Because you're using the cash trap strategy. So it's just going to be 3-minute trade. All right, any questions? Let me go ahead and look at the chat real quick. Jennifer, with Liberty, it's a 3-candle rule. So if you're looking at a 5-minute chart, it's going to be a 15-minute trade. If you're looking at a 1-hour chart, it's going to be a 3-hour trade. So it's a 3-candle rule. All right, let me see. Okay, I think that's all the questions. All right, so that's how you use that with cash trap. So does that make sense to you guys? Put in 333 in the chat if that made sense to you. Simplified it. So let's go ahead. I got a little bit of time. I just want to quickly scan the market, see what we got. Anybody ready to take a trade? Oh man, I think we just missed that one. Okay, yeah, we missed that one. That's a good setup right here. Now remember what I said. Even though if it's trending, there's always going to be a pullback. Well, this is the pullback. It's going to pull back and then it's going to continue on to its trend. And you can see everything lined up. You see how there's a resistance area. Okay, so it tested out this area a couple times and then it reversed for the pullback. So this would have been a 3-minute sell. It already took off, so don't even get into this trade, all right, because this candle is about to be done. So this will probably be a small pullback and then reverse and continue on to the trend. So let's go ahead and look at the 1-minute chart, see what it's doing. Here we go. I actually like this. I like this. Okay, guys, so GBP USD, I do like this setup. It's pulling back on the 1 minute. It's literally breaking through the Bollinger Band. And so this is what I'm looking for. Here we go. You see the cross up happening right before your eyes. This is what we're waiting for. We're waiting for the cross up for a buy opportunity. Bam, let's go. Let's go. Who is in this trade right now? Okay, this is what I'm talking about by patience. Yes, it did break through the Bollinger Band, but I'm looking at this bottom indicator. Look how it crossed down. It crossed down, like it's not going straight up. This is the type of trade that you have to be a little bit patient for. Oh my gosh, it's a good setup though. We're going in an uptrend. If you do have a rollover, this might need one rollover if it does not reverse, within the next minute. But maybe not. So if you're in it for 3 minutes, it's coming up right now. It's at 639, 839, 840. It's coming up. All right. Anybody in this trade? Anybody in this trade? Anyone take this trade? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, so you guys can see exactly why I would take the trade, because it did match up to a couple of things. One, the red line is on the bottom, so we're looking for buy opportunities. We know that the trend is going up. So even if it did pull back, I would give it one. I don't like doing rollovers, but I would give it just one rollover if it did pull back a bit longer. My trades all morning, if I did roll it over, I rolled it over once, and that was probably like 2 trades out of 10 trades I took. I'm very, very picky with my trade setups. So the more picky you are with your trade setups, the less you're going to find yourself in a rollover, situation where it's like you got to put in 30% more into your trade, and I know it sucks to have to roll over, but I'm glad it does have that feature on some of the brokers. So it's nice to have it, but I'd rather not need it. Oh, you're in at 831. 831. Oh, that's a pretty good entry. 831. It dropped down to 821. All right, guys, let me know if you cleared. Terzo cleared. Let's go. Let's go. Jarita cleared. Let's go. Brett cleared. Let's go. Guys, take a picture. Please tag me in it. Please tag Fast to Freedom. Give some love towards my way. Come on. Let's go. Woo. This is what I'm talking about, this pullback. Did you see that? How it tried to come back down? Look at this. So whoever was in that trade, if you got in late, that might have spiked you out if you didn't roll over, because it did pull back just a bit. But man, I'm so happy for you guys. So that's what I look for to get in on a trade opportunity. And this might give us another opportunity. Now, I'm not going to say jump into it again, but I do see this a lot where it comes back down to retest this zone. Okay, and then reverses again. And I've literally today, I traded 3 times on one pair because it tested the exact same price zone 3 times. And I'm like, oh, okay, so if you want to give it to me, then I'll take it. All right, but I'm not saying get in now. The reason why, because I'm looking at one thing. I'm looking at RSI. The RSI actually pulled back further from the first time. Okay, so if you see it, if you see this right here, and if you see the RSI pull back further, do not get into this trade because that pullback's going to last longer. Now, I'm going to give you a little secret. Okay, so if you see this pull back and it's shorter than the first one, that is divergence. If that happens, heck yeah, get in that trade. All right, because that is a strong signal to get into that trade. Now, I'm going to show you very quickly, because it's 6:55 and I only have 5 more minutes. I don't want to go over, like an hour. So very quickly, I'm going to show you what I mean by divergence. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pull this up because I did call it out. If you guys are not in the Fast and Freedom 2.0, you should be, because you're missing out on a lot of trades. I post trade setups like this. This is what I'm talking about. So I'm looking at AUD USD. I posted it in the chat. Actually, let me show you the one. Wait. Let me show you the one before it did what I expected it to do. Okay, right. Yep. Okay, check this out. Okay. So when I first posted it, AUD USD, and I'm basically, telling people like, hey, this is going to be a trade opportunity. It's going to come up and it's going to come down. All right. But while the market was moving, look what I saw. It didn't just come, go up and then down. It actually went down first. And what I saw here, I'm just using the RSI. This is the RSI indicator. What happened was this previous low, okay, gave you a very, like the lowest point on the indicator, but the market was doing the opposite thing, okay? So it went further down this point, but look what the RSI did. It didn't go, below this low, okay? So it was actually shorter and respected my trend line right here that I put in. And so this was a beautiful divergence reversal setup, okay? So look at that. So when the market does the opposite of what the indicator is, it is divergence. It is doing the opposite. So look at this, and I drew it up. I didn't touch anything. I left it the way it was, and everyone just saw what happened. It was beautiful, such a beautiful setup. So it gave you divergence. You could get in for, I'm looking at a 1 minute chart. This is 1 minute, this is 5 minutes. I use double time frames on my trading view. And so this is 1 minute, so you're getting in for a 3 minute trade. Look what happened. Look at that. Look at that. Bam, let's go. Now it did do what I was planning on, which was, well, look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Came right to where I put my line at, came right there, and then reversed. You could have taken another trade. So that is the beauty of, mastering the skill, because you can see this type of trade opportunities happen all the time. Okay. That is it for tonight's session. Please tag me on your clears. Show some love for Fast and Freedom, Sixto Serrano. So I hope you guys love this training. And don't miss next week. Guys, keep coming back to these trainings, because I always share some nuggets. All right. So that is it, guys.